Hey, what's up? My name is Jess. If you're just joining me, this is my 1986 LS swapped Jeep Cherokee. I just did a video, which you should see floating around here somewhere, hopefully, that I bought a new transmission for it, new Posi kit, and short shifter by B&M. I just did a video of ripping all this thing apart and starting to go through it. This video, we're gonna get right back into it. We're gonna finish buttoning this thing up, put it all back together, and then just maybe if we hang around long enough, we'll see if we can't break that Posi and right. Let's do it. Anybody at home playing? Dorman 635-518. I used one of these on one of my other LS cars and it seemed to work out pretty well. I don't know if it was this exact kit, but it was a Dorman kit for a later LS. Same difference. No problem with that one. That one's got probably, I don't know, 10,000 miles on it. So far so good. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to see how bad I can screw this up next time. You can see our great big aluminum adapter plate here to go from the AX15 to the GM bell housing. Obviously it wasn't doing a whole lot of good sealing. Have to see if I can't come up with something a little better for that. I'm going to keep on working on getting this thing torn down so we can start moving stuff over to the other transmission. Yeah, an impact will come in handy right about now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's not happy. Not for lack of trying, there's plenty of schmoo in there. Have to see if we can't get this cleaned up again and yeah, start moving it over to the new trans. Alright, I think we're finally at a point where we can start tearing this guy down here and get the extension housing, tail housing, adapter, whatever you want to call it. Get it off there. Oh, there's the mess. Oh boy. Suppose it would have been smart to drain it first, but I'm too stupid for that apparently. There she is. Didn't bother to clean the table first, idiot. Let's maybe do that. If I only had a brain. Comment down there in the comments if you get that reference. Hint is far older than I am. Picked up some gasket maker. This is the gear oil flavor because this is requiring the red line 7580, I think it is, the super expensive stuff. If you're playing along at home, part number 81182 Permatex. This will be attempt number 3 to get that stupid adapter to seal. So we'll see how we do. So I think what I want to start with, before I do anything else, I want to pull this shifter off. I want to put the B&M shifter on it. Just go through the gears, make sure that's all working good. That way I know that this is doing its job and it's doing all that stuff before I start tearing the tail housing, the adapter off, and start pulling the snout off on this side and so on, so forth. So I think I'm going to step aside for just a minute, find me an adult beverage, and get started. Here we go. Here's our B&M shifter, part number 45059, specifically for AX15 transmissions. Once or twice, just to be sure. Upon watching some real YouTubers, I watched one recently. They bought a brand new, super fancy, super expensive 5-speed. Just put it in the car when they got it, and apparently some of the linkages and different things weren't meshing properly in here. Had to pull it back out to get everything kind of lined up and re-jostled into place. I didn't spend half that kind of money, I'm sure. And this is not that kind of transmission, but just to make me feel good about it, you know, all that kind of stuff. Just to say that I know it's shifting now. But on the back side of this, not really nice actually, painted aluminum housing. B&M has etched their logo into this housing. What's funny about that is there's a center console and a boot that covers all this. No one will ever see it, but they put it there just to remind you of what you're banging gears with. So kind of a nice touch. I think it's kind of funny. I don't mind little details like that. It's kind of cool. There's one. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh man, that feels nice. Nope, there's 3. 3, 4. Overdrive. Put it in any forward gear to go into. Clack! Yep, that sounds like reverse. Tight. Doing transmission things, that's pretty sweet. We pull this guy back off, and we're back in the box. Probably start tearing apart a tail housing on a brand new 0-mile transmission. Excellent. So I think what I'm going to do, or you know what? Why don't I put these in the housing that's That was freaking awesome. Well, don't be like me and drop your hardware in the freaking open hole. The only good thing here is that this housing has to come off anyway. That's the only reason I am not absolutely livid. So, freaking idiot. Alright, let's tear into this thing. Won't be needing that. Alright, well, it's a little while later. I don't know if you can see it. You may have noticed earlier, probably last time you saw me, you may have seen it, you may have not. When I was playing with the Herculiner above my head, out of the Jeep there, apparently I was getting it in my hair. Hence the haircut. So, you may see that in the video. Using my beard, my hair, all that good stuff. And then I had it literally all over my hands. Look at this. I don't know how much it's showing up. There. 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 I don't have any skin left. That's how much scrubbing was done to get it off. Pretty sure it says in directions, do not let contact with skin, and I did. Let that be a warning to you. Follow the instructions. Anyway, back to this here. I'm going to try to do it this way again because I had success last time, and see what we've got. I did have to scrounge up some, I like to put a little bit of RTV down here in the corner, maybe a strip of schmoo there at the bottom just to help kind of keep everything together. Tonight's RTV of choice is red high temp, only because that's all I have. I'm fresh out of everything else, and I don't want to have to go to the store to pick up more. So hopefully this probably year-old or better tube of RTV will do the job. Guess we're going to find out. And yes, I guess no small block Chevy is complete without some schmoo of red high temp gasket maker. So be sure to roast me down there in the comments. Let me know. Personally, I like the oh, not the right stuff, the other stuff, the ultra black, the oil resistant. That stuff seems to do pretty good. Used it a bunch of times, only had it fail a couple of times. Normally pretty good stuff. And it could have been operator error too, who knows. I don't even know if this is going to be any good anymore because it's so old. It's probably gotten hot. Negative, bone dry. So I guess that's out. Alright, scratch that. Tonight's RTV of choice is Loctite. Was it SI5900 Instant Gasket? Says it's good for oil and coolant. I've had this stuff fail before, but don't have anything else. I'm going to bum it from someone else. So that's what I got. Here we go. Move in that corner, in that corner. All right. There she blows. I'm gonna get all of these started. Then we'll see about orientation here. Make sure it's centered. All right, guys, here we are. Yeah, I didn't film a lot of what took place. We are finally mostly put together again. I got it flipped around here, so I start working on the Posi kit. Posi kit. Just a reminder, I'm supposed to be at a car show. Like I say, I'm going to keep on trucking, see what we can't get finished up here. But yeah, all I did was back it out of the garage, and flip it around on the street and back it back in the hole. So no real tell on the transmission and all that stuff and the short shifter just yet. But we'll see what happens here. So let's get started. Look at that. Teeth marks in the actual carrier. Not that I do stuff like this often, tearing diffs apart and whatnot, but seen a lot of YouTube about guys working on cars, and never have I seen something like that. See if I can spin it here. Oh yeah, both sides. I mean, that is unreal. But the teeth of the ring gear actually look okay. And they might have a little bit of wear on them, but not like something to be overly concerned about. That is wild. Alright, thought you guys would appreciate that, so I'm going to continue on now. Ripping this thing apart. Much rather it be the carrier that's being replaced than the actual ring gear and pinion gear, so we'll see how we go. Alright guys, I'm going to take a second here to apologize. Like I had mentioned a couple times in the video by now, I was on a bit of a deadline, and it was catching up to me faster than I had anticipated. Life had gotten in the way since I had started filming, and I had less time to work on it than I had originally expected to, so I virtually had to stop filming and just try to button this thing up as quick as possible. What you see me doing here, I am working on installing the original ring gear onto the new Posi track lock carrier assembly. What I did find out later, which you probably already found out, is that the pinion bearings were so worn out in the differential that that pinion was able to slide in and out of the housing enough to cause the teeth marks on the original carrier. Fortunately, I did not realize that at the time, that pinion gear was as messed up as it was. The teeth are basically sharp. I can run my finger across it, but it's real close to slicing me open. So that pinion gear is shot. The ring gear itself seems to be okay, but I went ahead and ran them because that's what I had to work with. I don't have another couple of weeks to wait on new gears and another couple $100 to throw at this thing. We are already maxed out on budget and on time, unfortunately. So bear with me here, and then we're going to get on to the good stuff. Hang tight. All right, guys, here we are back on the road. We're going to see if we can't break this Posi in right. And side note for you, I've never done a burnout before. I've never had a car that would do a burnout before. So we're going to find out not only if I can do it, but also if this 40-year-old Jeep LS swap 5-speed can do it. Here we go. And this is where my Bluetooth Amazon mic died. Of course, it just happens to be right before I actually get the tires to spin, but I do realize this shortly after completing the burnout, as you're about to see. So I'm more than happy to take a second try, and this time with phone audio. So here we go. I want to thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to head down below and leave me some feedback down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. There should be something on the screen now, something entertaining to watch. And we'll see you on the next one.